Welcome to Makeup My Way. So the first thing I did, I went ahead and I washed my face. I'll do a video and upload it and the products that I use for that. Then I went in with some toner and some facial moisturizer. I applied that evenly and thoroughly. After that, I went in with my Fenty primer. I'm a big fan of Fenty, like most of my products are from Fenty. And so I applied that. It serves a very good purpose to fill in pores and to create a very clean, smooth canvas to work on. I have a variety of brushes that I use. You don't need all of this. I just use it because I have them. These are the brushes that I use for all the different stages as I apply my makeup. Another very important item you need to have if you don't have anything is a sponge. Try to have a sponge. I wet it. I already squeezed it out. This is my foundation. Again, Fenty. This is my highlighter. Again, it's Fenty. I try to keep all of my foundational makeup products within the same brand. So I went and warmed that up a bit. And no, I don't like to put it on my hand. It just makes a whole mess. I go straight to my brush. My brush is dry. The only thing that I wet is the sponge and I squeeze it out. So I apply, 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 apply. And after this, what you'll see me do is to pat it in. So I'm not sweeping or brushing. You're going to see me just pat, 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 pat. After this application, I actually did it twice because I'm trying to cover. This is the key thing. I'm trying to cover places where there is discoloration on my skin. So this process, I pat, pat, pat. I pat all over my face and immediately went in with another application. And this time I'm really focusing. Notice my face now. I have already done the two applications. Here I put away my foundation. Now, this is where my sponge comes in because and notice what I did there. I realized when I squeezed it, I thought there was too much water, it seems. So I want to get the water out of there. I don't want water in it because it's going to, as you would think, wet the foundation and remove it from the face, like cause it to bleed, if you will. So now I'm patting and I'm tapping. And again, this process, I find it to remove any excess foundation. And guys, did you realize I didn't have to use a lot of foundation to be able to get that coverage? Look at the difference already. Now, after I pat and I get the foundation to settle in and to remove any excess, I went in with my powder. Again, it is, you guess, Fenty powder. And so I used my powder brush. It's more dense. You notice it's very thick, dense. And I put powder in it, but notice I flipped it over and I'm tapping on the top of the brush. I'm trying to get the powder not to all sit on the brush and just get on my face in a big lump. So I spread it out within the brush itself, and now I'm applying it and I'm tapping, tapping, tapping. Now you notice that my face looks just very plain altogether. This process, it's a bronzer, and I'm trying to bring back some color to some parts of my face. I think the professional makeup artists might refer to this as contouring. So I'm trying to bring back some color. I'm trying to bring it back at my hairline. Notice I'm going to focus on my forehead because I want to bring back some color there. Remember, the foundation is in one single color, and I think this is a big mistake a lot of people who are not familiar with makeup make, that you just put on the foundation and that's the end of it. But you need to now return some color, which is the contouring part. Please note the shade of my bronzer that I'm using. It matches me quite well. I like what it does to my face in terms of bringing back that beauty. I'm focusing on my hairline because I want the color to come back there. I'm focusing also on my like cheekbone. I'm doing some work there because I want color to come there. As I said, professionals would refer to this, I think, as contouring. I'm not a professional, but I do my makeup all the time, all types of makeup. This is a very simple one, guys. I do more in-depth makeup. It depends on where I'm going. I was going to a dinner and I didn't want to overdo my face. I'm also putting on my jawline and a little bit on my neck. Now, I didn't focus on my neck a whole lot because the outfit I was wearing just came all the way up there. So I didn't need a lot of focus. I went halfway along my neck. If you guys notice, you're already seeing that certain parts of my face are standing out. I actually also at this point, let me say, I didn't bother to use the highlight under my eyes and on the middle of my forehead. I didn't want all of that. I thought it was too much. I wanted to keep it very simple. It was a simple dinner for a friend who was visiting from Antigua and Barbuda. Um, so I did a little bit of highlighting. I wanted it to happen just at my cheekbone and between my cheekbone and my jawline because I'm trying to define my cheekbone. It must stand out. And for it to stand out, that's where the highlight will come in. So I contoured by using the bronzer to bring color to my face. And then I really want to separate that cheekbone so you could see it from the jawbone. And that's where I put in a lighter color. And now I'm brushing that off because I don't want it to sit on my face. I don't want it to be that obvious and that pronounced. So I brushed it off and I'm just trying to clean up the work that I had done before. Sometimes in using your brush, you can get into a space that you didn't want a particular process to happen, and so you need to go back and fix. So this is what I'm kind of doing. I'm just trying to fix and make sure that any, no matter how little it is, any a transfer that was done, I am getting rid of it because I want my cheekbone to kind of stand out. I want to bring like definition to my face. I don't know if you guys are noticing it already. So I went back again with my bronzer because I wanted to do a number of things and you'll see what I do with it. I wanted to define my nose, my nose bridge. Now, what I don't want to do is to make it smaller or make it wider or make it narrow and skinny. I don't want to do that. I want this makeup to stay as natural as possible. But in the process, I want to create definition and bring forward all of these different features in my face. And so this is what I did with my nose. Very simple. I kept the shape of it because I love my nose. I kept the shape of it, but I just brought it a bit to the forefront. Like, hey, look my nose. And then again, I'm going in because I want to maintain that definition of my cheekbone. I don't want anything to interrupt it. I just wanted you guys to know also that my hands are very, very light. I'm not putting pressure on my brushes. I'm just allowing them to flow very lightly. You don't fight the brush. If you fight the brush, you'll create smudge, it's like smudging. You could move products around when you do that. Now, this is important again because I do not want, while I want my cheekbone to stand out, I don't want there to be a clear line between my cheekbone and that little bit of highlighting, that bright color that I added to it. I want it to blend in other words, very nicely. And so I'm working along that line to remove it. I don't want it there. What I could have added to it was a lighter shade of bronzer, which is this one that you're looking at. So then I thought, oh my goodness, let me grab that guy. And I'm going to go in there again in between those two places because I really want to get rid of that line, and I also want to add a little bit around my hairline and on my cheekbone to continue to have them stand out. Notice that type of chiseled look. I didn't want a sharp chisel look because I could get that, I could do that, but again, that's not what I wanted tonight. A softer, simpler look is what I was going for. And I'm always big on my cheekbone because I just want it to pop. Now I'm going in with some blush, and again, I'm putting that on my cheekbone. And pay attention to how I'm moving in between those brushes from brush to brush throughout the process. And you do not need, don't think you need to go and purchase all of these brushes. You really don't. You could have just about three brushes and you could be quite fine in using it. So at this point, I'm applying the blush. Guys, hold a minute for me. My computer is dying. I can't believe this. I am sorry. Yeah. So I just got my computer and I'm still applying my blush because I want to get that exact color that I want, that I like for me. I tend to focus on just what I like to do with my face depending on the occasion or the function that I'm going to. So I'm putting on the blush and everything I'm keeping very light, not too harsh, not too what I like to call loud. I'm trying my best to keep it very soft. So now I'm going in with some of that nice glittery stuff, and that it's a cheeky bronze. So I'm trying to um, just highlight my cheekbone a bit more, and I'm staying right on where I make that smile and it creates that nice little puff there. I'm staying right at that spot. I'm not spreading that all over my cheekbone. I am keeping it there. Notice I keep smiling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep the smile on, girl. And after that, I thought, let me just apply a little bit on the tip of my nose. Just a little bit. I was just being funny here. I thought, put a little bit, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Instead, it's Ali the bronzer nose. After this is a very, very big step now. You want to make sure that you set all of that, get everything just to come together. I like to do it at this stage. So I'm not, it's not very close to me. It's a good about 2 feet away from my face. It appears because of angle that it is. But I'm spraying up and I love the feel on my face. It's kind of therapeutic. I'm spraying and I'm spraying. And then I'm thinking, I need this to dry quickly because the time is going for my dinner date. And then I thought, oh, my fan is there. Stop wasting time. I put on my fan and work easy, not hard. And I just dried. That happened so quickly. I dried my face and voila, there we have it. Face is ready. There we go. Can you see what I'm seeing? Cheekbones that stand out. Yes, yes, yes. You see that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now I'm moving in or into my other steps, and now I'm trying to really rush it because I will not be late. It's not a part of what I like. And so I'm going now to rush the smaller parts to completion. This is just a lip liner that I was looking for, trying to see which one I would like to use. I wasn't sure what lip I wanted to go for. And so I just chose one, and I thought, nah, I don't like that one either. And then I said, okay, let me try another one. I wanted to go a bit darker, nothing too light or nudie looking. I wanted to go a little bit darker, and I thought, this would work well. So I grabbed that and get myself ready to put it on. You'll see me put that on later in the video. Now I'm dealing with my brows. Now, this stage for me happens depending on what type of makeup I am doing. So if I'm doing very thorough makeup, this process is going to happen way at the front because this is quite basic. I'm getting to it a bit later after my foundation. I'm checking to see how it looks because I don't like them to look different. I hate that look. So I'm always very keen or aware of how my brows appear. So you'll see me spend a lot of time on it. And I'm checking, I'm making sure they have the same length, I'm making sure they have the same thickness. That is very, very important to me. And I'm kind of like satisfied, not fully as yet. I'm kind of like satisfied, but I'm rushing against time here. So I thought I'll get on with it. Notice I'm using my brow brush again. So after I'm done putting on my um, eyebrow, I go back with the brush and I just brush everything in again and even out those two brows of mine. Then yeah, just a little. I didn't want a lot, just a little bit of color for eyeshadow, a little bit. I didn't want to do a whole cycle of eyeshadow work. So I just applied a little bit. And guys, just know that whatever I do on one side, I'm doing on the other side. I had to try to cut the video a bit to just not to make it too long. So whatever is done on my right side is also done on my left side. So see me there first, I tapped it in and now I'm going in circular motions and I'm moving that powder around on my eye shadow around. I'm moving it around. I'm now on the other side. I'm doing the same thing and I'm trying to make sure I have the right amount, like a balance of the amount on both sides so it doesn't look too off putting. That's important too. Try to make sure you have the same amount on each side. After that, I wanted to go in with some black. Black always pops everything. So I wanted to go in with some black just along the corners, maybe a little way in, not fully halfway, but a little way in. And I'm patting in some black. And then notice again, I'm going in with those circular motions. I'm bringing more life to my eyeshadow, my eyelid. I'm bringing in some more life with that black. So I put that in. I'm making the sweeping motions. I'm turning as I go in. I'm not sweeping. I don't go swoosh swoosh. I'm actually making these circular motions as I go in. When I'm done that, again, a line is created between where I had the orange color and the black. So I'm going in again with the orange at where the lines met each other, where they were created, and then I am going again in the circular motions right at that spot. I'm trying to remove lines and just create a smooth transition from one color to the next. So that's important. You don't want to have these sharp lines appearing on. That's my sister who showed up interrupting my recording, and I'm telling her, hush, just go. Yeah. So after that, I want to go on my um yes. So guys, don't ever notice I was going to make a mistake by putting my finger on my face. Don't ever do that. Try to get your brush or pad. A pad is better actually. And you put that on your face to do any work that comes very close to your skin. So that's what I use to rub some black eye pencil along my eye duct. And then I want to go in. Me again, I was going to make I was going to make the same mistake and just put my hands on it. But there again, now I'm using a brush and I'm putting some powder on top of where I had put the eye pencil. And I am, these are my lower lids, and I just want to bring some nice color there so it helps to pop my eyes. And I'm putting that around and my lower lids, and then I'm coming a little bit more on top because I felt like I needed a little bit more black there. So now I am applying it just along the edges, and I'm feeling myself now. I did both sides, as I said, and then I'm going in with some shimmer. And I want to put that shimmer, not too much of it, but I want to put it on my eyelids. And so I'm going to drop a little bit. And notice I'm tap, 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 tap. And then I sweep, 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 sweep. My hands are light in all of these steps. My hands are light. Notice the way I hold my brush. I'm holding it further to the top and not at the bottom, because if you hold the brush at the bottom, you tend to have too much more control and then you put too much pressure on whatever work you're doing at the time. So now I'm moving in with my lip liner, the one that I chose, the darker one, and I'm very careful to define or distinguish my lips. It's very important that you do that step because, again, you want your mouth or your lips rather to pop, to stand out. So I'm taking my time here and I'm creating the lips that I want. Well, I have lips. I'm just making sure that they stand out. For persons who have want to show more lips, there are other ways in which you can also accomplish that. Maybe we can do it in another video. Sometimes I like to do it too. So I am very careful at this stage and I am defining my lips to get it ready. And you know, another thing I need to tell you guys, off camera, I'm choosing, I'll tell you in a minute. Now I'm thinking of choosing, yes, I chose that one. Look at how I'm applying it also. Always light, and I'm holding at the top, the furthest to the top that I could go, and I'm applying with these sweeping motions. My mouth is slightly open in some cases, and I'm going all the way in. Notice all the way into the corner there. And I'm literally crafting my lips. So I was going to say to you just now that prior to putting on my lipstick off camera, I had actually put on uh, a lip conditioner. That's what it's called. It's a lip conditioner. So I put that on and I allow it to sit all through my makeup process until I like it because it's a bit minty. It has this feel to it. And notice I'm, yeah, I looked at it, I realized that one side looked a bit low. Notice how I'm going in there and I'm trying to lift the other side. and to make sure it's on. Yeah, there we go. I'm feeling myself. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, for me, I don't know, but nobody else at this stage, I'm going in again. This time, two things I'm doing. I'm moving the spray further from my face, and I'm not putting a whole lot of it. But now I'm tying everything together with that spray, setting spray. And there we have it. Check those cheekbones. Yeah, standing out. Yeah, face popping. This is always my last stage because I don't like to spray anything when I have this on. I don't want any bleeding. So this is always my last stage. It's a very delicate stage for me because I do not want any transfers at this point. So I take my time here, and you should also take your time here. I try to remove any excess mascara from the brush. I try to do that because I don't want it to transfer to my face. Then it becomes a lot of work to get that off. Notice the difference there? One looks more popping than the other. So I did both of them, and voila, there we have it. I did not use eyelashes in this video. Number one, I didn't have the time. Here we go. Look at me. There you go, girl. So I didn't use eyelashes in this video, as I was just saying. Number one, because I didn't have any more time left, and I'm not a master at putting on eyelashes as yet. So it takes me a lot of time to do it. What do you think? That's what I'm asking. What do you think about what you see? So bye bye. I have to go and get ready now. And this is what the end looks like. I don't know why my camera is giving me those glary reddish looking pictures, but this is how it really looks. This is how it really looks in the end. That's how it looks in the end. And I'm going to get ready. Bye, guys.